Yeah, it's another beautiful good morning on a Saturday. You know, it's Don Boy 718. This is what we do. Give you good information about what's really happening in the sports world and life. And you know, the New York Mets now, they have done some things to damage what we had going for us. It was a time we was only a few games behind in the wild card race. But then ultimately now we find ourselves um, just about out of it, basically out of it, because we definitely ain't getting number one. The Braves got that number one spot. I don't see nobody catching Atlanta right now. And when it comes down to the rest of the National League, the wild card race, you can look at Philadelphia, as I told you before, going strong because they ended up passing Miami already and taking that number two spot because Miami doesn't seem to be as serious as these dudes over here, Bryce Harper and the boys. In Philly, they trying to get their win on. They trying to do what they got to do. And, you know, Philly's it's one of them sports cities, and people are really together. New York, the Mets, ever since they gotten rid of Justin Verlander and Max Scherzer, it's been horrible for us. You know, they have made moves that they just should not have done. They've also gotten rid of Tommy Pham. You know, the Mets are just breaking this team down because, to me, if you ask me, I think it's tanking because if you have a team that has a chance and they can fight, you're supposed to let them play. The fans want to see that. They have supporters. You know, they have local endorsements, not just the normal ones that they get nationally from, different companies while they're playing for those local teams. With the New York Mets, we give away two Hall of Fame All-Star pitchers in Justin Verlander and Max Scherzer. Not to mention Robertson. You know, he's not a Hall of Famer, but they gave away a nice rotation here. You know, we were already about halfway there, if not more. We could have took that and built upon that and came back with a better team next year, provided that they put some people around Jeff McNeil and these boys and get them a push to be better. Because now, what do we have to do? Go back to the drawing board. They basically copped out like some sore losers. The Mets management, you still had about, 60 games to go. Who knows what position we could have ended up in. And I would have respected losing after going hard and giving it your best. But that wasn't what was going on with this organization. And I think a lot of fans behind this New York Mets situation felt a certain way. You know? So this isn't a good look. Max Scherzer's already out in Texas winning. Them guys won the other day. He almost gave it away with those 5 runs in the first inning. However, Texas was able to make their way back, and then they won. So now the man is sitting at 10 wins. He would have had 10 wins for the New York Mets if they would not have gotten rid of him and made this crazy move that they've done, bogus. And then they turn around in the same week or a little while later and get rid of Justin Verlander and make Houston stronger. Now Justin Verlander is set to make his debut tonight against the New York Yankees. They're going to have Nestor Cortez, who's coming back for the New York Yankees, and he's going to be starting against Justin Verlander with his Houston debut. And I'm thinking Justin Verlander, he's going to be right at home, so he's going to bring it. He's going to be strong because he played with Houston before, and the fans, they love him. People know what kind of guy he is. And so we have to wait and see what happens tonight. So it's back to the drawing board for us. And I mean, the New York Mets did get a good draft pick this year in the MLB draft a month ago, and we're gonna have to just, you know, struggle through this long haul of this 1/3 of the season that's left and see what happens. After that, go into the off season with some kind of hopes. It would have been ironic if they'd have still pulled something together to take one of these last wild card positions and spots available. However, that's unrealistic. And I wouldn't be realistic if I told you that they'd be getting that, because I'm a fan, not just someone to put you on and educate you about what's happening in the MLB as far as the New York Mets go. However, speaking as a realist, we know and we see obviously that this was a bogus, bonehead move. Steve Cohen might have been blowing some steam when he allowed management to do this, because the man is a hedge fund guy and he's not a sports intrigued person. Just because he had the money to buy the team, it doesn't mean that he knew how to operate these guys real well. He said at the beginning of the season that he believes we have everything that it takes to bring a chip back to New York and to get really serious. Well, he ate those words. And the season still have a third to go. So the New York Yankees are struggling. Severino has his problems with drinking and, other situations involving his involvement with the Yankees and his, well-being to perform. He was on the mound for the Yankees as they lost just the other day. So I'm hoping that things work out for him. No. We want these guys to win. Excuse me. Not Severino. Severino's a good guy. We're talking about my man Jermaine. Jermaine, they had the perfect game for the New York Yankees. The New York Yankees had a nice pitching rotation. We have Jarrett Cole and, a couple of the guys that's there. But the Yankees bats have to go to work. Aaron Judge and these dudes have to bring something to the table to show that traditional ways are still invested in the New York Yankees and remind people why these guys are so great. Giancarlo Stanton has to get busy. You have that big deal still. You're eating off that contract. Give the fans what they pay for. The reason why they paying them a high price for them tickets. Okay, so in the state of baseball, when it comes to New York right now, we're not in the best shape. This isn't one of the greatest years for us. As a matter of fact, I'm going to tell you like this. This year is looking pretty good for teams like Houston. That trade that the Mets made, getting rid of Verlander and sending him over there with that cash infusion to help pay his salary with Houston, while we take on these young guys, take on these top prospects from Houston, we're going to see what happens. Because, it takes time to work these guys in the rotation. It's not like they're veterans and they're just ready to go and could jump into a situation and make it better. Major League Baseball, the National League is looking real grimy right now with the Atlanta Braves and the Houston Astros. And overall, I think that it's going to come down to somewhere between the Texas Rangers, the Baltimore Orioles, but I think Baltimore has the potential to fall off. So I'm looking at the Texas Rangers. The Texas Rangers, maybe the Dodgers. This is going to be some real good playoff action. Cincinnati could even pull a surprise But these young boys, we don't know where that energy is going to take us. What we do know is that the Atlanta Braves are very serious right now, and Ronald Acuna Jr. and the fellas, they have good chemistry over there, as well as good pitching and batting, because you have to have a combination of both to be pretty much super duper. hmm And the record's not lying right now. I mean, a lot of that has to do with heart and pride also. So we're going to see what happens as this season plays itself out. And 2 more months when October is here. Who really wants to go all the way, bring home that championship and get that parade? So, Don Boy 718 to the world.